Hey friend, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's definitely not Trivago. Trigo is a 6.3% American lager from Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The last ArtPrize beer that Founders released was Green Zebra, which was a beer that really introduced me to gozas and really just sours in general. If you couldn't tell by that opener, Trigo is another ArtPrize related release, and this time I think they went a little bit with a safer style, an American lager. I don't think it's going to blow the doors off because, I'm pretty familiar with lagers, but this one has a little bit of a twist in that it's a wheat lager. I was able to pick up some singles of this for $1.89 a piece, which I thought was a pretty reasonable price. So with that all being said, let's take a look at the label, then we'll move along to see what hides behind this work of art. Literally. So this label's an original work of art from Founder's own family, Cody Levon, and it's something that's really emulating a classic. It has a very Spanish appearance, which is appropriate as trigo means wheat in Spanish. So more about this label. It's a woman with a red, looks like a carnation, it's not a rose, and she's in a yellow kind of gown, or maybe like she's draped in yellow cloth. It says Trigo Hoppy Wheat Lager, has the ArtPrize logo. Brewed for us as usual. Then really small on the side here, it has the ABV. It's 6.3% as I mentioned earlier. It says it's 35 IBUs. So I'm going to go ahead and this was canned on August 30th, which as of right now was about 3 weeks ago. Almost 4 weeks, now 3 weeks and a couple days. I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. I'm going to use my custom Draft Therapy Tiku glass, which you can order one for your very own if you look in the links below this video. And let's go ahead and crack this open. I was talking to somebody recently about lagers and, wheat beer and stuff, and he said, hey, a lot of stuff that we do is sneaky wheat. Like, we don't advertise that it's wheat, we don't say that it's wheat, but a lot of it is actually wheat. And I think there's a lot more wheat and stuff than most people would think. It'd be actually really surprising to kind of dive deep into some beers that you might not think of being as wheat that are actually wheat beers. So I'm smelling this right out of the can. As I opened it, I was talking about that, but I'm going to get a better nose on this. It has kind of a dank scent to it for a lager. For sure, it kind of has like some hoppy quality to it. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this, and as it says, a hoppy wheat lager. It's very clear coming out of the can, nice and golden, and it's pouring as a nice golden color here in the glass. It doesn't look to have any haze at all. Had nice carbonation, nice white head, about a finger's worth of head. Holding it to the light here, it's very gold, very yellow, very golden. Again, I've been breaking out my light here, my small little light, and it's on the lowest setting. Make sure it's on the lowest. And just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, it's very gold. Like I said, shining a really bright light through it, it shows up very gold. But even kind of backing it up a little bit, you can still see that it's pretty gold. We're going to go ahead and turn that off and get a better nose on it out of the glass here. It almost smells like it has a bit of a kind of like a citrus scent to it, actually. So I'm actually really curious to see how this tastes. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. Cheers. Yeah, it seems like a lot of citrus kind of hoppiness. Like I said, it smells to me. I didn't really do research on what hops they used in this, but it smells and tastes a lot like Citra. I kind of get a really slight bit of that lager kind of taste in the aftertaste. It's not really very strong. It's not super strong. It's kind of weird. I had a White Flame. I had their Mopees, and that's a smash IPA, meaning a single malt, single hop. And it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I got more of a Pilsner kind of taste out of that, lagery Pilsner kind of taste that I'm getting out of this. I'm getting like that Citra kind of sweetness up front, and a little bit of the aftertaste is kind of like that Actually, right after I swallow, that's when I start getting a little bit of that kind of citrusy bitterness, and then in the aftertaste, as it kind of hangs out in my tongue, on my tongue, after I drink and after I swallow, that's when that kind of lager, those lager characteristics start to really kind of show up. That's when you start to get more of that kind of lager taste that you might be used to. So it's really kind of deceiving. I would, if I didn't really know any better and know that they're advertising this as a lager, meaning that they use lager yeasts, I would think that this would be more of some kind of weird like IPA hybrid. So I can definitely see this really appealing to people that might not really be into lagers, but might be into more into IPAs. This would definitely be a really good gateway if it was something where you're like, lagers, are a lot more lagers coming out. I'm not sure if I'm going to like a lager. This would be, like I said, a really good gateway because it's so close to being an IPA because it has that hoppiness. It has more of that kind of citrus, bitterness, hoppy bitterness that you would equate to being an IPA, but then it has that really slight in the tail end lager taste. So it's deceiving in that way, but it's nice and clear, nice and yellow. It's got a nice kind of medium mouthfeel. It's not too light. It's not thick. It's not medium. It's kind of like just above being light and thin almost, but not watery. So it's got a really kind of nice body to it. It's not too much. It's not too little. Just overall, if you're looking into getting into lagers, this would be a good place to start. If you know somebody that's into lagers and aren't really into experimenting with IPAs, this would be a good gateway in between because it has a lot of those great tastes of an IPA, but also has some of that lager characteristic as well. And I think, if you're looking for something a little bit different, this is something you should definitely try. I think, again, just like Green Zebra, their last ArtPrize beer, this one kind of opened my eyes maybe a little bit more to this kind of style. And it's unlike a lager that I've had before, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I've had a lager like this. It's definitely worth a pickup, even if, you're just kind of interested in trying it. All right, friends, that is Trigo from Founders. Have you had it yet? Or better yet, what's your favorite kind of offshoot lager? Let me know in the comments down below, and while you're down there, why not like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm here talking Michigan beer twice a week. I put a little bonus here every once in a while on Wednesdays, and the best part about it is it's absolutely free to viewers just like you. You can also find links to my social media, some merch, a custom Tiku glass just like this, and a link to all the gear that I use on all these videos, and a link to my blog at drafttherapy.com. Anytime you follow any of those Amazon links and you buy whatever you're looking for, I get a small cut from Amazon, and every little bit helps. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.